Hey, folks, we got Sam Hyde on the line. Sam, are you there?
Yeah, what's up?
Now, Sam, I just heard that your show on Adult Swim was canceled, your show World Peace.
Correct.
And that's because people hate world peace.
People can't stand world peace.
World Peace was just canceled.
David Icke says that Jewish lizards are responsible for world peace.
Now, the top version, the sort of, if you just glance at the story, you go, oh, it was an alt-right comedy show. That's why the bands are disavowing it because their music was in it, and that's why the other comedians there hated it, and that's why Turner shut it down. It's just supply and demand. But I've seen the show. There's nothing remotely alt-right about it.
Well, it was we did enlist the help of the KKK to make the show.
The KKK are funny. It was a funny show.
The KKK are funny. That's what people don't know. What people don't know, the KKK actually has like a warm side to it.
Yeah.
Like the humor sort of pops.
And the funny thing, it's observational comedy. Like the KKK, when they do comedy, they don't attack people. They'll just say like, "What's with Mondays?" and stuff. It's fun.
I know.
Observations, not judgments, I think is their motto.
Yeah, they come around the side to get into the funny bone there.
They flank it. They flank it.
Mm-hmm.
No, what I think really happened here is there was, with all this social justice, with all this political correctness, it's often just someone trying to cover their tracks for something else and using it as good optics. And I think the real story here was that your bosses were in trouble for saying something sexist that was true, which is women tend not to be good at comedy. So there was already heat there. There was also a PC blogger named, what's his name, Joe Bernstein?
Something like that, Joel Bergstein or something along those lines.
So
I forgot exactly what it was.
You were a dick to him, and you made fun of him, and you said you'll never work at the New York Times. You'll always just be a blogger.
And yeah, I pissed off the wrong blogger, and he's got those Turner email connections.
Right. So he makes the show alt-right, and no one, like every time this came up, I said, which sketch do you have a problem with? No one could name a sketch. They just hear alt-right, and it really comes down to the fact that you, one of the many contributors to the show, like Trump.
Yeah, I like Trump, and I like a few. I'm not anti-white, which I think is something you have to be to be a white guy, a non-Jewish white guy. In comedy, you have to be at least secretly anti-white. All your jokes have to be about how white people suck in one way or another.
Yeah.
That's why it got the axe.
And what I find distressing with this, it actually gave me a herpes outbreak, was that this Adult Swim is the weirdest place in comedy. Like, I'm watching Eagleheart, and Brett Gelman fell into a wood chipper. His character, it ate his ass, and he was just a head and legs. And the theory behind it is that he was seduced by the wood chipper because it had lipstick on. So that's as weird as jokes can get. And then I hear him talk, and he goes, "As a white male, I've never had to experience discrimination." And you go, what? And then you're watching Tim and Eric, and you see petite feet, where it's a 6-foot-tall guy with feet that are 1 inch. And then he's saying, if you have a problem with this alt-right show, you should call their advertisers. and I'm like, why are the coolest, weirdest, funniest comedians who do the most dangerous stuff talking like vegan, feminist, lesbians on their period?
I know, it sucks. It's not nice to see, especially for someone who enjoys stuff that Tim Heidecker has made. I'm definitely not a Brett Gelman fan. The guy's fucking loser. But Tim Heidecker's made really funny stuff. So like having that happen, it sucks. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah, I feel like it's like Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden did a big talk about how we need to be more concerned about the environment and recycle our cans and global warming. These worlds don't belong together, and it's evidence that this SJW crap is ubiquitous. It's just seeped into, it's systemic, as they like to say.
Yeah, it's definitely systemic. I think it's evidence that Los Angeles cooks your brain. I think people in major cities, but particularly Los Angeles, it turns people into these these sort of I don't even know what you'd want to call
Sam,
them.
I couldn't agree more. In fact, I had an argument with a comedy writer about Trump before the election, and she was like, this is your candidate, this is who you're with. And I go, why are you talking about politics for the first time ever? And then she emailed me the next day and she goes, I feel like LA stole my phone last night. Sorry, I won't bring it up again.
Damn.
And
yeah,
LA steals your brain.
I had a girl actually try to kick me in the face. And this you asked me earlier today if I'm tough. I fucking knocked this girl back down onto the floor.
You're a very tall guy. Kicking you in the face, you'd need a trampoline.
Well, she was limber, but she was asking me what the fuck was she talking about? Oh yeah. We were talking about racial issues, I guess, and she said, "Well, in LA, everyone's white in LA. Everyone acts white in LA." So she's talking about, first of all, like West Hollywood, and like she's not talking about Compton and these enclaves that people have turned into fucking Tijuana. But I said rather smarmily, so that's your solution? You just want to whitewash everything and just get rid of people's cultures and make them all white? And the conversation had gone on for so long, she got so heated at that point that she tried to kick me in the face, but I fucking knocked her out of the floor. But yeah, LA.
That's how I met your mother. I can see that you were telling that to your grandchildren one day. That's how I met Grandma.
Story. Listen, I don't want to ramble, but the times when you get to be legitimately violent against women is one of the joys in life.
Yeah, look, don't ruin this video with something so controversial you get me canceled too. But my point is here, and I'm genuinely disturbed by this because these people, this political correct thing is all about fragility, right? They never want to debate you. They never want to say exactly what the problem is. They don't want to hash it out. They just want to shame you and get you fired and make you hide. And I get that exists in certain areas, like especially with academia. But now that it's in kooky comedy, I'm mortified. And the fact that your show was canceled is infuriating. But I mean, you're going to be fine, though, obviously.
It has to be everywhere. It has to be everywhere because it's not about fragility. It's about being anti-white. That's what political correctness is all about, is about suppressing any sort of legitimate like expression of strength or like self-confidence by white people. That's anytime you see political correctness cropping up, that's what it's designed to do. So yes. It has to be in comedy. It has to invade comedy.
And by racism too, I've realized it means you're not sufficiently hysterical about racism. So you can love black people to death, but if you're not screaming at the top of your lungs, well, you're racist. And I've seen articles where they say saying you're not racist isn't enough. You must do more. Fuck you.
And I do love black people to death.
All right, Sam. Well, thanks for going on the show. You got a great book out. Can you hold up the book? Have you got the book there? Already sold out.
You can't buy it, but we did make it.
Sold out. You see, you can't fire us anymore, folks. We started our own thing when you weren't looking.
Hey, Gavin, thank you for your support, my man.
Thank you for making great content, and I'm looking forward to a lot more of it.
All right.
Bye.
Peace.
Hi, folks. That was a Rebel Media short. I have my own show on Rebel Media called How's It Going? You got to pay for that one. Check it out right here.